the strip, yeah. Christmas tree splashing, engine growling. Solar big daddy in my veins soaring. The quicker they come, the quicker they fall. Running once something on the go, let's get it on. Like a bat out of hell, harder than hell. Good and deep, dirty on the fourth second, who really want it? Competition from the sportsmen to the pros. Hard guys on the wally, nothing but the wally. Snake and mongoose is battle for the wally. So legendary, can roar like Katy Perry. The quicker they come, the quicker they fall. One of us looking on the gas, but put them all. Dogs on the see us, dogs on you out. Only one is victorious. Keep coming the road, let's get it on. Keep coming the road, let's get it on. Keep coming the road, let's get it on. Keep coming the road, let's get it on.
Hey, what's going on, RCDRL Nation, the RC Drag Racing world? My name is Michael Mercadel, and welcome back to the Pit Pass Show, where, yes, we get up close and sometimes personal, and tonight we're going to do just that. We got a couple of new guests that's never been on the show before. Mo Bell from, well, we're going to find out. And we have Mr. Mike Biscieglia, who brings a lot of RC racing experience to the table. This guy is on a season to be remembered. He was always competitive, but this year, Mike Biscieglia has figured something out, and we're going to dig into his mind and his bag of tricks and find out what's going on over there at Big Sax Camp. All right, but before we get into all of our guests, of course, we have the Piggy Labue that's going to be on here. Both of those guys, Mike Biscieglia and Piggy Labue, battling it out. We're going to find out. The gentleman that took off a week, he said, he's back-to-back, world champion here in Pro Street Outlaw. He took the weekend off. That's Brooks Waldrop. Took the weekend off, let the guys get a little points, spread on him. But you know what? That top 10, that points reset, everybody's in it to win it, and the points just got really close and tight. So these next 5, because we got one under our belt already, we're going to talk about the Too Hot to Handle Nationals during this episode of the Pit Pass Show. So stick with us, because it's going to be live. It's been a while. It's been a month of Tuesdays, guys. It felt like, anyway. There's been a lot going on in my personal life, a lot going on, everywhere, it seems like. Gosh, I missed the folks in Florida. Haven't been there in a while, and not going there again this month. It's like, oh man, what's going on? But they got a different type of heat there, and collectively we decided, as a group, to skip July and August. And I sure hope we can get our groove back, because for them, their whole season is a playoff. They got one big long season. There's no points reset. So from race 1 to race 7, they better be on it, because there is no points reset for those guys. We will return to Florida the second weekend of September, and then a rare doubleheader the first weekend of October. Right? They're going to actually race on Saturday and do it all over again on Sunday. So no day of test and tune in October for Florida. And because of the Super Nationals here that's coming up at the end of September, we're not going to race in the first. And I think there's a car show or something like that happening at Don Garlett's, that second, more traditional October date for Florida. So kind of throwing a lot of dates at you guys, but that's kind of the method behind the madness. That's what's going on with me trying to manage both divisions. And that's why the dates have kind of changed a little bit. And then we cannot forget about the end of October, right? We'll be in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we're going to talk about that one a little bit closer. And then we have another big special event. We're not going to talk about it now, but I can tell you it's the first weekend in December, and it's going to be held at the Strip this year, right there at Traders Village. We're going to have the mastermind behind that race on hopefully next week, and we'll get into that. But I just wanted to get this show kicked off, guys, with some quick updates. We had an amazing weekend at the Too Hot to Handle Nationals in both Pro Street Outlaw. We have this new class that we haven't even been on the show to talk about. It's Extreme Pro Stock. And we're going to have Mo Bell on this show tonight to talk more in detail about what's behind the craze of Extreme Pro Stock. And then, of course, our index and bracket classes have always been a hit. It's sort of the backbone behind the league. And we're going to talk about that, all the updates, all the points. Whew. But without further ado, we're going to bring on these three gentlemen so we can chat it up with you guys here on the Pit Pass Show. Welcome, Mr. Mike Biscieglia, Piggy Labue, and Mr. Mo Bell to the show.
What's up, fellas?
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, guys, what's going on? Thank y'all for being on the show tonight. I really appreciate you guys coming on and sharing your knowledge and sharing your, past experience of this weekend and what you guys think of this new countdown to the championship.
Come on with it. It's getting fun.
Yeah. It starts meaning something now. It ain't just playing existing fun and games anymore.
Yes, it does.
You know, what is it? The first 7 races is all testing just for the last 7 races.
Pretty much.
But you got to be kind of successful because you got to be in that top 10, right? I mean,
correct. Yes, sir.
Absolutely right. So we're going to start with, because Mo Bell is sort of the newest kid on the block when it comes down to, the class and being on the Pit Pass Show. So welcome, Mo Bell. How are you, sir?
Thank you. Thank you for letting me be on the show. Been watching it in all my travels, and I tell you, I feel like a true rookie, even though I am a rookie for this year at RCDRL. I feel like a true rookie, getting in all the support from all the folks in my class and outside of my class. So it's been an exciting time in the first half of the season.
Well, you definitely are the top tier of that class. You entered the playoffs in the number 1 position. I don't believe you've been defeated this year in the regular season, and you kick off the playoffs with the win. I know guys like Scott Davis, who's you've really reignited that flame that he had way back in the day with Traxxas Funny Car in both the sportsman and the pro ranks. I see that eye of the tiger in him again. He can't quite figure it out, but he's hungry again and he's chasing you. So you are the man with the bullseye on his back. And I know even for you, you want that competition. Yes.
Oh yeah. I mean, this goes back to my days of playing football, being the underdog and wanting to get in there and compete. And, you know, when you get your head thrown in the dirt, you get up and you brush off and you do it again. And so it's the same thing with racing. You know, and, Scott, all the guys, Marcus, Champion, Quentin Davis, even Marvin, all of the guys, Chris Williams, Brandon, Sleepy, all of them. We were doing that last year over at Traxxas, and it just kind of took on its, a beast of its own. And Marcus reached out to you to try and see if we could bring it on over, and the rest is history. And, having a target on my back, yeah. It doesn't help with this show either here, Mercadel. So add to the little bit of the thunder. But there's a lot of things to go around because I've been playing around with this for the last 4 years, and I just didn't start racing until last year. I was building cars, watching YouTube channels. Shouts out to WebRC. I've been watching you guys for years. Didn't hit a strip and didn't hit running a car until last year. When I ran into Quentin and then started talking to Piggy, and then Piggy dumped all his knowledge with all that bacon grease on it and just sopped it all up. We're ready to rock and roll with it, man. So
nice. Well, tell us a little bit. So educate us a little bit on Extreme Pro Stock. Like, what is that class exactly? What's under the hood of your average? Not necessarily your speed secrets, but of your average. What makes up that class?
Well, basically, you take your ready-to-run cars, your Traxxas, your low Cs, your DR10, and you can add any motor and ESC you want to it. You can change the shock towers. You can change the tires out, go to Voodoos, front runners, you name it, and kind of modify it in a way that you feel like you can hit some real decent numbers and try and get as fast as Outlaw. Let's be honest. You get into ready to run, you start drag racing. Eventually, you want to be in the Outlaw class, and so this is an opportunity to start to work your way to that. You know, like I said, thanks with Piggy and his help and a bunch of other guys, I got a couple of outlaw cars I'm building right now. So this is a progression, but this is fun because just to see the looks on people's faces. I mean, I remember when you saw the car run earlier this year for the first time, and we had, what was it, Piggy, a 186? I think it was, and you looked at me and was like, "What the hell do you got in there?" It's a low-C chassis. It's probably the heaviest thing you could possibly think of, but it's great, man. It's fun being able to tinker with it, build it up, and put it into that class. I think it gives an opportunity for other folks, you know, that want to go a little bit faster than stock stuff, and get that excitement.
You still got to run the stick pack battery too, right? Like the battery's got to fit in the original tray.
The battery has to fit within the battery tray. It's got to be a stick battery, and it's got to have a back bumper on the body. So
you got to have a backpack on them. Well, exciting that class.
It's a definitely good middle of the road class. Absolutely.
Yeah, it really is. And then, you know, guys took on the instant green theme right at the beginning of the season. I think race 1 was more or less the pro tree, and then you guys quickly voted. You know, and this is one of the very rare times that a class have kind of gone outside of the competition committee. You guys approached it at mid-season and said, "Hey, Mike, this is what we're already doing." You know, like you said, Marcus Champion came Bolo from Enter the Dragon. For those of you that were there. But yeah, you guys just came to me, you know, and yeah, I did kind of speak to some of the managers, you know, about what we want to do, because I believe in running things past the guys that really make a difference, right? And so it just wasn't necessarily voted on. It was like rubber stamp, boom, let's do it, you know. And you guys are doing a great job. You guys show up on time. You guys put on a great show, and it's thrilling. It's really nice. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's good racing, and I just can't wait for, you know, a couple of guys to catch up with you, including my son Joshua. My son Joshua might be coming out of retirement.
Man, let's slow down just a second. I think there's the core group of folks. There's about 15 of us. We got our own chat room and messenger, and you know, it's starting to get a little bit of vibe throughout Texas. I'm hearing some rumbles. There's going to be a Houston versus Dallas race coming up on the 30th, and that's going to be straight light, old school. Hit them up, and so yeah, there's it's getting some excitement in this. It's great. It's great to see it.
Love it. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, congratulations on such a hot start. And I know, like you said, you got Q. What is it? Team Get Got, right? That's your team?
Yes.
All right. Who makes up the entire Team Get Got, by the way? I've always wanted to ask that.
It's actually Quentin Davis and Danny, who is just knocking out the box stock, and he's giving Kaiser a run for his money. And whatnot, which is cool. He's one of the new guys that started this year, started about 3 races ago. And so, but Quentin and I kind of put it together and thought about it from the standpoint of, you know, hey, we might get one day, but we're going to get ours later on. So, you know, hey, it's get beat, get up and do it again. So something real simple.
And you guys are doing just that. So yeah, congratulations. We're going to jump over real quick to Mr. Mike Biscieglia. Mike, I was going to ask you about the nickname, but we're going to skip over that for right now. I'm actually drinking coffee. It's not anything stronger than coffee, but your nickname did make one of those songs that were out there. You just didn't necessarily hear it because you were in your trailer.
That thing has just followed me around for years, and an old buddy of mine, a guy by the name of Dave Ehrlich, who is a several-time on-road national champion that I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to race with when I lived up in Washington, just had the hardest time pronouncing Biscieglia. He couldn't do it. And he kept saying, he would announce races, and he kept saying Big Saclia. And it got shortened to Big Sac, and it stuck. I mean, so there's no crazy story behind it other than that. But I mean, there's guys up in the PNW that I raced with that I don't even know if they knew my first name. That was the only way they knew me.
I hear you. Brooks brought it to my attention at first. And before we get too far into you, I need to ask Mo one question. because I promised everyone that we're going to get up close and personal, and I skipped right over that. Mo, if you would, what's a little bit of your background and like where you're from? What do you do for a living, man? Because you never know, might be some networkers out here.
Well, I'm originally from California, but I lived in Texas for 23 years now, and that's been my home. I'm in public transportation, so I've been on the executive level, and right now I do some consulting, travel the country, helping transit properties out, doing some professional improvements with their KPIs, things of that nature, and so that's kind of the what I do behind the scenes. But yeah. That's about it. Now the other stuff, I'm gonna have to get with my NDA because I've got a non-compete on certain things on how my car was built and stuff like that, and so I've got to get permission from certain people before I get into all that. Hint, hint.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you. Thank you. That was the one question I did skip. So now back to Mike Biscieglia, Big Sax. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into this past weekend's race and your 2025 hunt for the championship.
Sure. No, I'm kind of a lucky guy. I've been fortunate enough to kind of live all over the country. I was born in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I grew up in Florida. Not a military kid, but I ended up taking a job with a company that liked to take me and move me around and start up locations and things like that with it. So in 10 years, I went from Atlanta to Chattanooga, Tennessee, to Las Vegas, to Southern California, to Phoenix, back to Las Vegas, to Montgomery, Alabama. Then I moved back again to Southern California, and then eventually up to Vancouver, Washington. And when I moved up to Vancouver, Washington, I had young kids. So they were like 5 and 3. Found a great little town to live in. We settled down. We lived there for 16 years. So when they grew up, I'm a national account manager for a manufacturer, so I manage all of our distribution accounts all over the country, and it's kind of hard to do from all the way up in the PNW. So as soon as they graduated college and they were done with school, we packed up and moved to Dallas so we could get in the middle of the country, and got a lot of family in Georgia still, so it gets a lot closer to them. And we love it. Absolutely love it. So we've been here, let's go just over 3 years.
Nice.
It's very nice. And you're not too far from me. I think you're in Terrell-ish area, right?
Yes, sir. Yep. Out on the east side.
Yeah. That's where I usually take my coffee break at. Over there at Buc-ee's.
You should let me know. You can stop by the house. I'm 5 minutes from that Buc-ee's.
Absolutely. Oh, no kidding. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, just down the street.
I was there I was there early this morning at about 4 a.m. coming back in from that way of town. But all right. Well, cool, man. Well, tell us a little bit about your 2025 campaign and what has changed from your 2024 to the best of your ability. Break that down for us, man.
Yeah, no, so this is my third year at RCTRL. My first full year there was I think Brooks's first year as being champion. I came runner up to him. We kind of tag teamed it together and worked through the season. And then last year just seemed like I was on the struggle bus. I mean, I was trying a lot of new things and new equipment and different motors and an older chassis and just fought it all year long. And I've been racing with Supa Speed since day one. I've had their very first chassis. And when he finished design of a brand new car this year, I grabbed a hold of one of those, built a car from scratch, put all new equipment on it, and just kind of used all the knowledge that I learned from last year, and I've been trying to apply that. 3 years of racing at RCDRL has been very humbling in some aspects, but also rewarding in another. One of the things that I like the most is how the track changes throughout the day and being able to read the conditions. PIGGY and that whole crew do just an amazing job of keeping the track as consistent as possible. There's only so much you can do from day to night, and I've raced there enough and have enough experience there that I feel like I could use that to my advantage and kind of keep tuning with the changes and keep the car consistent. And I think that's what's been winning me more races than anything else.
Yeah, and what an epic final you guys just had. It was amazing. Take us through. Gosh, you can either grab A or B. I know the Pro Street Outlaw guys have 2 different brackets, 2 different.
I don't know what it is for me, but I've been kind of horrible in B all year long, but I've been doing well in A all year long. for some
You don't
strange
like
reason.
money.
I can't
You
explain
don't
it.
like.
It's just the way it's been. But I was pretty consistent in A throughout the race, and then I got lucky. I had to race Pig Daddy, Piggy's father, and he actually beat me in that pass, but he tapped the wall before the finish line. So I had a little bit of the RC gods looking down on me, and a little bit of good karma, and that allowed me to get to the finals with Piggy. And I knew he was screaming all day long, and I felt like the setup I had in the car, the motor especially, I felt like it was getting kind of towards the end of its life cycle. I couldn't seem to get any more power out of it. And Piggy had been nice enough to just work a motor for me from scratch. Built a really, really nice motor. And I normally would never do this in the middle of the race, but being that I was out in B and I had plenty of time, I yanked that motor out and put the motor in that Piggy built for me and used it to beat him in the finals.
Whoa, really?
That's
Oh
what happened.
man.
Honest to God. Honest to God. And I mean, I was throwing kind of a Hail Mary at it because it was a difference from my motor. And I changed gearing and I was like, I kind of guessed at the radio settings where I thought I needed to be. And I knew I had a good tune in, but I was really worried about the launch. I didn't know, if I was going to have too much early on, but it took everything I threw at it. It was probably the smoothest that it was, the fastest pass I made that day. So thank you, Piggy. I appreciate you.
You're welcome, sir.
Oh man. And so yeah, we've really been enjoying it to watch you and your buddy Dennis. He's having another stellar or a stellar year as well. He had his first win 2 weeks ago. But between the Labue camp, the Labue racing team, and and the whole Old Farts Gang group, and then do y'all have a team name over there at the is it with you, Mike?
So we would be part of Team Reckless, the old original Team Reckless. We go all the way back to that
with an umbrella over. Yep, that's right. Part of that super speed. Yep. That's right.
Yep.
So it's been neat. It's super neat to watch you guys battle like that, and the competition has definitely tightened up. Yes, Brooks had early success, and everyone, there's so much love for everyone out there, but it is nice to see that he's no longer running away with things. In fact, he's in the middle of the pack, and by him missing this one, he's just made it a little bit tougher for himself. But you know what? I'm glad he did what he did, and and take off and do his thing with his family. That's so important. Family first, second, and third. I always say. And
he's got Nolan hauling butt too now. His son. He's kind of focusing on that and getting Nolan absolutely flying. So it's just one more guy out there to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And Nolan did a little traveling, did really well at Super Chip. I remember, watching the videos on that, and I was like, wait a minute, that's Nolan. He's still in it. You know what I mean? And he went deep in the rounds. And yes, absolutely. Fast, lightning fast off the starting line.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. And of course, down the strip itself. So that brings us to Mr. Piggy Labue. A lot of you guys have heard and know of. He's been on the show many times. Welcome, Piggy.
Thank you, sir.
We chatted up a lot, throughout the week, and of course, at the racetrack. Your daughter is my stat girl. She's amazing. We give so much of our success has to run through her. She dictates the speed of everything, and she has seemed like never stumbles. Just a little kudos to you and your wife for raising such an amazing young lady that she can keep up with my madness first off, and then the madness of everything around us. So, but man, you were rookie of the year last year. You're driver of the year this year. Multi-year champion. You kind of came out of nowhere too, a couple of years ago, but you guys have a background in drag racing. Tell us about your history with your dad and everything like that.
Shoot. As far as I can remember, always going to Gulfport Dragway in Mississippi. My dad had a 69 Chevelle named Spoiled Rotten, and what you call it, wound up selling that car. I was probably maybe 7 or 8, but times got hard, with raising me and my sister, and so he let the car go, and then we started flying radio controlled planes, and then did that for a while. But when I became old enough to driving age, got my first car, which was a 70 Monte Carlo, and while we were building it, my dad got the itch to, get another race car. So we sold all the airplane stuff, and he bought his '79 Camaro called my other woman. And
Side chick.
yeah, right. And then what you call it? So I was driving the Molly on the street, and then just going to the races with him. And I want to say it's been like since '96 is like when I was really, going to the races and driving and stuff like that with him. And so that's kind of, my background with real car racing, and just turned everything over to slot cars when we moved here. And then that's when I met Joel. And then he finally twisted my arm enough to, go RC racing. And I ain't looked back. Pretty much sold all my slot car stuff to buy RCs, and um, that's where I'm at now. I mean, at one time I had like 40 slot cars, and then when I got to the RCs, I had 12 RC cars, and sold
You do it real
a few
smart.
of them. Yeah, I sold a few of them, and progressively started getting into the outlaw stuff, and I ain't looking back now.
So many of the bracket
So
guys are so happy you graduated.
No doubt, he was killing it over there.
He really was. He really was. And it honestly, from a league standpoint, from a managerial standpoint, it's I the competition is tight again, So, but man, you did your thing over there, and you know what? You're in it to win it this year, man.
yeah,
You're doing some work yourself on these cars and doing some reworking, and I'll let you elaborate on that whenever you want to. But I tell you what, you and your dad, your entire family, the Labue family's made such an impact on the sort of the RCDRL 2.0 after the pandemic. We're still down about 40 to 45% of our racers, and your family makes up a big part of our success on and off the track. And so thank you guys for finding. Thank you, Joel, for twisting your arm and bringing you out here, and
right.
and flexing your muscle and sort of getting that drag racing fix, correct? From the big car
Yeah,
to this, it's elaborate on that a little
yeah.
bit, like
Well,
the
because I
difference.
mean, well, for a while, one of my dad's neighbors, he wound up sponsoring me because with Hurricane Katrina, I wound up losing my Monte Carlo, with in the flood and that, and but I still had the motor, and so one of my dad's neighbors, he was like, "Hey, man, I'll get a car. You put your motor in it, we can race." And but it's like we did that for a few years, but when I hurt the motor, it was kind of like just the price on it. There's like, and there ain't no way I'm gonna be able to afford to, rebuild the motor, this, that, and the other. And so what you call so sold, we sold all of that stuff, and I was just kind of crew chiefing for my dad. We're going to the races here local at the Motorplex, North Star, Kennedale, and what you call it, just yeah, just running a couple of circuits, the SHRA, the old like this old school bracket racing. You had to have like an '82 body style body and older, and to qualify for the brackets and that. And so I mean, we traveled all over with that in Texas, and but eventually, just my dad started slot car racing, and he's like, "Hey man, you need to come watch." And I was like, "Okay." So one of the guys that he knew from slot car racing was kind of like, "Man, I can't make it. You think you could race my car for me so that way I can get the points?" I was like, "Oh, okay." So I show up there, and it's a class race, and it's what you call it, full tree, no, not full tree, pro tree, but it's my first time there, I win. I'm kind of like, "Huh," like, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. So and then Mr. Edmond, he wound up winning the championship or whatever for that. And because I helped him out because I filled in for him twice because he couldn't make it, and both times I wound up winning.
no
uh,
kidding.
and then, but yeah, then just I don't know. I kind of got lost. Where were we?
Well, no, you're just taking us through the transition
Oh
from
yeah.
big
Oh, real
car
car.
and then
Yeah, that's
slots
right.
and
That's
then
right.
real cars and these little toy cars that we're spending
Yeah,
a lot of time and money on. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So with hurting the motor and all of that and the Nova, sold all of that, did the slot cars, and then Mr. Joel finally twisted the arm to getting in, and it's just so the only thing that you're missing is being behind the wheel,
Yeah.
you know. And I mean, because I mean, the drilling is still the same. I mean, when I go up there to race, it's my heart's still beating, my stomach's still turning, and it's kind of like, what's going to
The wins
happen? You
feel
know,
just as good.
it,
The losses feel just as bad.
exactly.
Yep. That's,
You know, and it's like, I mean, if I pull the trigger, what's the car going to do? You know, is it going to
Right.
go? Is it going to spin? And it's just
Yeah.
that. But when it
Pedal it
goes,
all
it's
the whole
kind of
way.
like, all right, cool. You know, and then obviously when the wind
Right.
light comes on, it's even a better feeling. But I mean, even in the race, the finals with Mr. Mike, I mean, that was just a hell of a race, man. I
yeah,
mean,
it was super
especially
close.
just looking at the time slip afterwards. I know I was having issues with my car on top end where it was either spinning, or my front tires wasn't really grabbing the way they should have, and they were just pushing through. But I think I might have found the problem today when I went through the car. Had a bent front hinge pin. But no, I guess the race with Mr. Mike, I did have to pedal it and get back on it. But I mean, just with my pedal job, you know, Mr. Mike was able just to be that 8 thousandths in front of me, going through the finish.
Wow. So you pedaled it to a 149.5? No kidding.
Yes. Yeah, because
Wow.
my car, if you watch the video, my car starts making that move to the wall. I let out, straighten it, and just kind of blip it right before the finish line. Yeah,
Wow.
'cause
Wow. Yeah,
I
because
think,
you had been 142 on that day, and
yeah.
yeah, 141.6 and 141.1. So yeah, man, that's amazing. And wow. And when Mike was talking and he was saying, when you line it up, he threw a lot of stuff at it. He wasn't sure where it was at because he kind of was thrashing in the pits. It just Mike, when you were explaining that to me, I brought it back to like the NHRA days, right? When they were just
Hmm.
thrashing and, they got a seized piston or something like that. And they had to completely change motors and everything like that. And you bring it to the starting line, not really knowing, and it's just a crapshoot, and then send it, and it all worked out. So,
Well, I mean, it was a huge change. And with the motor that I had in the car, I had a final drive of like 960 in the car, and I went from like a high torque to a high RPM motor, and went from there to 11.0 final drive. So it's going to leave completely different. It's going to deliver power different all the way through
Hmm.
the pass. So it was a total like stab in the dark kind of just. I mean, you lean on all your
Yeah.
experience, but I didn't have a single test pass with it. I wasn't. I told you, I said it's either going to fly or it's gonna
Yeah.
it's gonna spin right
yeah,
away.
yeah, that's
And
exactly
I
right. And
had nothing to lose at that point, so I
Yeah.
put a
And when
lot
I
of
went,
prep on and crossed my fingers.
I know when I went to the trailer to talk to you before the run, and you sat there and, I just put your motor in the car, and I'm like, now, but
I know I would never normally do something like that, but I just knew that other motor. I mean, I had everything I had thrown at it all night long, and it wasn't yielding any differences. I would throw a lot more power in the car and even a lot more in the radio, and still just did a 150 every time. So I knew
wow.
something was going on. I've been running that motor all year long, and I knew it was tired. Even though I've maintenanced it and stuff like that, it was like it's probably time to put something fresh in the car.
Right.
And I mean, it was a stab in the dark at the tune, but it's still the fastest pass I made that day.
Right.
awesome,
Right.
awesome.
Yeah.
And
It
after
worked.
Yeah.
absolutely as the smoke clears, you guys have a 14-point difference going into
It's
race number
close.
2 of the playoffs, 10 overall. It's just going to be really good to see these guys. Brooks, by not being there, he's the defending champion, so got to give him that respect. He dropped 3 spots, but he's definitely still in it, only 144 points out. Definitely have a uphill battle to climb, and he is focusing on Nolan as well. We like to see the rest of this thing happen at the Little Rascals. The Little Rascals race is coming up August 16th, and that's going to be round 2 for you guys. Hey, Mo, wake up, Mo. What's going on? Mo, I got a question for you, sir, because I'm looking at this class. We call you a class killer, bro. So you better make sure those guys don't chicken out, because you, sir, have the 6 fastest times. Drag Tracks breaks everything down, and while the guys were chatting it up, I kind of glanced over there and I looked at the it's like the top 10 elapsed times. You own the first 6 of them, from a 199.4 all the way to a 190 with an 8. Marcus Champion was right behind you, Kenny and Paul. But y'all better be careful of Paul, because Paul is just sneaking his way
Yes, he
up
is.
there by just being consistent. That's what I like about what Paul is doing. He's not trying to kill it. He's just working on being smooth. So, but like you said, you guys have a chat group, right? And you guys are working on things as a group.
Yep. Like I said, everybody is working hard. I ain't gonna be able to stay up there forever. Obviously, I'm gonna do what I can, and try and keep ahead. But those guys are all working hard, and we talk about it all the time, and especially Paul. Paul is really serious about trying to get up there into those times, along with Marcus too. I think Marcus is the other one that's a very strong competitor, along with Quentin. Those guys are constantly trying to push the envelope and stay consistent. And I got to give my hats off to Marcus, because he's not just doing it at RCDRL. He's all over the place and different locations, and racing just about every weekend. And here I am just at RCDRL at this point because of my crazy schedule. So, it's great. It's great competition and great camaraderie.
Yes, that I have noticed. And a quick shout out, and you mentioned his name earlier, to Sleepy. He's got the nickname Sleepy Peyton, but he had the best reaction time out of all of you guys on an instant green in 0:55. Yeah, I think he took a stab at it, but hey, when you come up on
that's a guess.
I look at mine and say that's a guess.
Absolutely.
Hats off to him. I was sleepy on that. I was sleepy. He wasn't.
Right. But it's a lot of fun to watch that class and to see it just kind of, like you guys said, you've been doing it for a while, just not at RCDRL. So thank you guys so much for, approaching me. I believe it was Marcus, approached me, and I'm like, hey, why not? And so far, guys have been very entertaining, and I appreciate you guys using us as your platform to flex that.
Mike, that's heads up racing, right? That's not like a bracket class, right?
Right, straight heads
correct.
up.
Correct.
Right,
yeah,
cool.
I think
I'm asking because I got a Traxxas car and I'm thinking seriously about doing some work to it.
I tell you,
I think that class is cool.
Yeah, that's what everybody was dying for, was a heads up. They wanted to be able to just manu a manu,
Absolutely.
But remember, it does have a 170 cap though.
Yes.
Okay.
It is a 170 cap.
Oh, okay, that's right. And so far, no one's near there, but yeah, okay.
Hey,
That's interesting. I forgot about that.
Excuse me.
No one's there. According to what's going on here, no one's close to that. This 180s, 188, I think it was.
We'll save that for later.
Okay. Yes, you're right.
Don't be a class killer.
These boys are sandbagging.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey,
I can already tell.
You got to build it and they will come. Well, I'm not going to kill it.
No, you guys have been super entertaining. Gosh, and Mike, you touched on it earlier, that the work that is being done to the racetrack itself has really caught the attention of folks from around the country. And we have some big races coming up. But Joel and Duncan, you, Piggy, the work that you guys are doing, managing it, knowing when to scrape, knowing how much to scrape for the Outlaw guys. I really appreciate the effort, the commitment that you guys have to excellence. Really appreciate that.
No problem.
So I'll put it to you guys this way. This is how I look at it. So I've been in RC car racing now for like 14 years. I used to do a lot of on-road racing and everything, got into drag racing in 2020. And I've done races all over the country. And I was getting to the point where I was thinking about quitting, literally, because I got so tired. And this is not to slam anybody's races. I've been to a lot of great races. But the part of it that I was getting frustrated with was in almost every big race that I went to, especially the last couple of rounds, it was not good racing anymore. Somebody was always stuck at the line, or somebody blew up a speed control. There's only one car going down the track all the time. And it's what I like about RCDRL and what you guys have done with that track is we constantly have these really, really good side-by-side, highly exciting races. And that's what I love the most about it. So hats off to you guys. You do a great job.
Thank you.
100%. Yeah, sometimes I'm really jealous when you guys are like on the guardrail fence, watching from mid-track or beyond, and I'm 156 feet from the finish line, behind. I want to enjoy some of that. I talked to Ryan Bowman, and listen, hey, big shout out to Ryan. He runnered up on the B side, so big shout out to you, Ryan, if you're on here. And but he he replaced me at least once this season. He did a really good job. And so this race, I was like, Ryan, I guess by us starting the playoffs, probably too late to ask you to do it again. He goes, you got that right. It just got real. Because Merc, you're on
he's
your own.
picked up his game huge this year. I mean, he's got a lot faster.
Exactly.
There's just no doubts at that track. You're gonna race no matter who lines up next to you.
Yep.
Correct.
That's it.
Correct.
That's
correct.
it. Even Mr. Old Willie. You never know.
Yeah,
that's right. really every now and then. This past weekend, I think he had a back problem. I heard, and he broke a few parts and pieces. But yeah, I want to give a couple of quick shout outs, and then we're going to move the show over just a little bit. But we have about 20 minutes left. I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Noel. Noel said, my heroes, talking about, I guess, you two right there from Super Speed. And he's saying, what's up, guys, and everything like that. Tony, what's going on, man? I'm sure I'm going to hopefully see you at the Super Nationals coming up, but I'll definitely see you in Las Vegas, sir. There's Ryan Bowman. Always try to catch them. A fun bunch for sure. Yes. Yeah. Even the hangout afterwards, after the track is torn down, that's always fun. That we fellowship and everything like that. Q Davis said, what's up, Dominique Iceman Papa? Hey, man. Hey, Dominique, that's my hunting name, man. The Iceman, because I put him in the box, baby. How you doing, Dominique? We have Mr. Don Moore, who's coming fresh off of an IMDRA race up there in Chicago. I hope you did well up there, man. He tells us all that, and you guys, at least Piggy, you know who I'm talking about. He got a taste of Mr. Carlos Zayas. Carlos Zayas showed up on Friday, won the Friday night Slam Fest, and he went out there on the weekend and blew everybody's doors off and walked away with a pocket full of cash. So congratulations to Carlos Zayas. If you're listening, we heard about you, man. And anywhere Carlos goes, man, with that pro mod, he's second to none, really, man. He's blowing the doors off, leading the championship points race in Florida, defending champion and leading the points race there. So I'm not surprised at all. Nitrous Fed Films, they're saying yo Big Sack. I'm not sure who that is. Who's Nitrous Fed Films?
That's Brooks.
Yeah,
that's Brooks on that's Brooks on YouTube.
Oh,
that's Brooks' YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. I never knew that. I learn something new every day. So he's saying hello to each and every one of you guys, Big Sack, Piggy, Mo, Merc. He's saying that to everybody. I'm calling it the big thing, talking about championships of Pro Dream Outlaw this year. Okay. Ryan Bowman thinks Merc. Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. You deserve it. You deserve it. And that's Q saying, what's up, guys? Super Aaron. What's up next for Super Aaron is the Super Nats. Aaron will be here. Guys, join him right here at Traders Village on the Strip for the U.S. Super Nationals, the last weekend of September. We got a new twist. For the first time ever, 100% payout in Pro Street Outlaw. What? Yes. Okay. And we're working on bigger payouts for all the classes. Summit Racing Equipment gave me goosebumps. Look at that. Summit Racing Equipment wants to see a good race in Pro Street Outlaw. So they're coming on board once again this year, and they want to see 100% payout in Pro Street Outlaw. All right. Nice. We're going to share that love. We're going to share that love throughout all the classes, but 100% payout. You heard it here first, right here on this show. 100% payout in Pro Street Outlaw for the first time in RC Darrell history on those class fees. So you want to be a part of the U.S. Super Nationals 2025. Well, if Super is going, Tony says.
That's like his third race here this year, too.
It sure will be. Yeah, it sure will be.
There she is.
And Super says
Merc,
he's got goosebumps too. Yes, sir. Oh, there's my girl. There's my girl. Good evening.
Oh, you had to talk to my ear.
Oh, she's just staring. You did a great job, darling. And we just all thank you for everything you do for RC Darrell, Texas.
Thank you.
Now you have to translate, or did she hear that?
I think she heard that.
No, I heard it. Yeah.
Oh,
Hang on.
okay. So for everybody out there that has not met Miss Ariana Labue, there she is, guys. Give her a big round of applause because I'm telling you.
She's the only one I know at the track that can keep Mike straight.
Right. Absolutely. She does make me look good, guys. There's so many times she'll reach over and switch the tree from full tree to instant green or whatever the case. And I just look at her smile and she just winks at me. It's like, yeah. We're there.
She's
So
got
I appreciate
no
you
doubt.
very much. Who was I talking to yesterday? I was like, I'm already regretting when she goes to college. And they're like, I'm already regretting it. So, but anyway, I'm glad you jumped on here real quick. Like I said, you're definitely second to none. So we appreciate you very much, darling.
She said thank you.
Welcome.
Okay.
I thought I read her lips. I didn't hear it.
Okay.
I didn't hear it, but I did read her lips.
Right.
You're very welcome. Oh man. Jeremy Spangler just said that 100% payout's going to make it fun. Oh yeah. It's going to make it fun. We can't take that back now. But like I said, like what you said, Piggy, it's about time to start pushing that race. And, I got with Summit, about a week ago, and we were hashing out some things kind of behind closed doors. I had the death in the family, and that obviously took precedence, but all that was there. Right. And we followed up this morning and, working through it, you know what I mean? Working through it between that and some goodie giveaways and things like that. So it's 100% Summit's back on board, and we're going to see a 100% cash payout in that outlaw class this year.
Yeah,
I can make that a huge class. I mean, people's going to come from all over now.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just throwing it out there, it could be a good test race for the race in December.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's something that we don't normally say and, talk about. Usually the Supers is it, but we got another big one. And so, if you guys aren't sure what we're talking about, we're going to have a special show with details. But the Crybaby Nationals is going to be at the Strip, Traders Village, first weekend of December. We touched on it earlier in the show, but you may have missed it. We're going to have J-Fab himself on here where we can verify a date, right? He's kind of booked on Monday, so we're going to have a special show for the Crybaby race and what preps and all the details and all of that good stuff. It's been growing every year. It's a great time of year. It's not too cold, but it's definitely not hot. But guess what? That track is going to be hot. And Joel and Duncan Piggy's got that track on lock. We're going to see some heck of a good times. And like you just said, come to the Supers, get a mouthful, a big taste of what that track and the potential it's going to be, because we're going to have Friday night shootouts. We're going to have, Saturday qualifying, Sunday eliminations, some form of that, probably one round of eliminations on Saturday, I believe.
I'll be the first one to say
is predicated on the turnout and what have you. But looking forward to it, guys, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll be the first one to say it. Between the Super Nats or the Crybabies, I think we'll see our first 1-2 pass.
Yep.
1.2 second pass between one of those two races. I would not be surprised if it doesn't happen.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Again,
crazy.
they're already hitting
when I
low
started
on
this
threes,
thing,
so
You set the bar on that one.
that's amazing. When I started this thing in 2013, Top Fuel was in the 140s, and there was no real, outlaw and stuff like this, but we thought that was incredible. We got as far down as I think a 114 with a 7, I think it was, at 100 and I don't know, 20 something miles an hour. But these cars were 40 ounces, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And aerodynamically, they're missiles for all practical purposes on foam. To think that a rubber tire car that's 4.5 pounds
Roughly,
give or take, can go even in the 130s, 1.5s, 1.6s is just an outstanding accomplishment for all of you mad scientists out there that run Pro Street Outlaw. It's really an incredible accomplishment, and all the teamwork that goes into it, and all the sharing of data, and the pure competition. The competition drives this, right? If it was super easy,
Absolutely.
you guys would have never grown.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The Super
For
Speed
sure.
team for us, and I know Piggy's part of it, is just I mean, they're just an incredible team. The amount of information that's shared, it's like having testing data from all over the
Yeah,
country at your fingertips anytime you
for
want it.
sure.
And anybody on that team will drop what they're doing to answer a question or reply to you. Or I mean, it's just unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. It's a family, and I'm just privileged to be a part of it. Just real happy to be a part of it.
100% agree.
Yeah. And so Mobel, you said you're building a couple of chassis or a chassis for Extreme. I mean, Outlaw
Yeah. Well, how'd you hear that?
here
You
on the
said it.
show. Did it slip?
No, I'm building another extreme stock car, pro stock
Oh,
car.
Extreme style. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you said.
But I
Outlaw.
do have some outlaw chassis, super chassis, and I gotta give props to Brooks, because my first time going out to a race was out at Traxxas, and he was there, and he exposed me to the super chassis and said this is the way to go. And I was already dove into an R1, and next thing I know, I'm at the super race last year in the cold, that was March, I think it was, and I changed everything over, and now I've got two cars there and built. So it'll eventually be dry tire to do the 1.7 class, probably more next year. But yeah, that's the goal. Work my way up, get into the outlaw stuff, get into the prep. Yeah, give Mike a run for his money, hopefully.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Guys, there are some upcoming events like I had talked about earlier. We have the next stop on the Texas tour here at Traders Village is August 16th. It is indeed honoring the late, great Mitch Vaughn and the 6th annual Little Rascals Nationals. Now, don't get that mistaken with only the young gunners will be racing. All classes will be in effect. It's a full-blown points race. It's the first time that race is actually during the playoffs. And what we do there, the kids, we kind of honor them, and we hope for more young gunners, because we have a very thin group right now, but all the kids are free. And all the kids, or at least the majority of kids, may walk away with some, special prizes of some kind, right? I don't know exactly what that is this year, but they're going to be doing a little, they're going to be walking away with something special besides the winner and runner up. So that's going to be really cool. So you'll bring your kids, your grandkids, your nieces and nephews. I know I have a spare car that's going to be ready to go. If anybody else has like a spare Traxxas car, we just slow them down. They can tag their walls. They can even cross the center line. You just got to cross that finish line in your lanes without hitting any of the foam blocks. And you know what? Maybe we can expose the RCDRL and RC drag racing to new families. So that's August 16th. It is a night race. So this is the first time also that the Little Rascals race will be at night. And we have one more night race that is coming up. Let me pull that up because I don't know everything by heart. We have September 6th. It is the final night race of the year, and it's called the Bracket Bonanza and RCDR race number 11, which in that case, we're going to pick one index class. I believe it's 260, and all run bracket. We're having 100% payout in those classes, much like we did for the Outlaw guys during the Texas Outlaw Showdown at race 6 earlier, June 21st. So we want to kind of spread the love a little bit. The RCDRL can't afford to just do it all the time based on the structure, but you know what? Couple times a year, why not? Let's allow those guys to get into some of these bracket and index classes and win a little cash, earn those points, those championship points as well. What do y'all think of that?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Heck
You
yeah.
might
Absolutely.
you might see
Oh,
an
it says
outlaw
here-
car running all run.
Yeah, I just said it says here Piggy is not allowed to. Wait,
Oh,
hold on a second.
okay.
Piggy's not allowed. Piggy's banned like Colt Matez was banned from Young Gunners. No, I'm just kidding.
You done wore
No,
out your
all
welcome in those classes, Piggy.
It's all good. It's well deserved.
No, it's all good. Hopefully, we'll see an uptick in participation in those classes as well. Tony's saying that, you know what, we've already had a 127 in Tucson, Arizona, so it is very well possible that we will see a 120 on our track, man. Look, when we see those 130s, man, that was amazing. And listen, despite it being the Super Nationals, just like the Gators, man, for the Florida gang, these points count. You know, these points count, and it's double points. So, you know, you guys got to show up and show out, because there's gonna be folks coming from around the country to put you on the trailer. So it's gonna be that much tougher. But if you win, it's that much more of a reward, right? Because you've earned it, and that's why that's a race with double points. So, and thank you, Super Aaron, for supporting the league the way you do. You know, love Aaron to death, man. Or I love Aaron to life. I'm sorry, because you're such a class act guy, and you have helped built such an amazing structure around yourself. I'm so happy that you're coming back for the third time this year. You're always welcome. And I look forward to always giving you a big hug and watch you compete, because you might be a nice guy, but on that starting line,
You've been whipping some butt lately. I hear you.
you whipping some butt.
Yes, he is.
Exactly. So, guys,
No, I love Super Aaron to death, but I'm looking to chop his head off in that race. I'll be honest.
there you go. That's the attitude.
You can't keep coming into town and taking our trophies and leaving. Enough is enough.
We wouldn't have it any other way, I bet, too.
That's right.
Absolutely. Last words, last thoughts, last thanks. Sponsors. We'll start with Mr. Mobell.
I just like the venue, the camaraderie. I want to give props to Piggy. You know, he's taught me a lot so far. I just love the fact that everybody shares, especially the super group that I've been involved with is too. Learning is everything. If you're not learning, you're not living. And so just everybody that's been involved, I'm just thankful to be able to be a part of all of this. It's great. It's beautiful.
Absolutely. How about it, Mike?
You know, I'm not a super huge sponsored guy, but I got a few of them that really chip in and help me out. So obviously, Super Speed, been with him since day one. He's kind of OG reckless. We go way back, and love the guy to death, and would support anything he does. Get Stuck, Tire Prep, Jeff Zuccarello and his stuff has just been amazing. I've used them all, and I won't use anything else but Jeff. Paul Peterson, one of the craziest people in RC car racing. Gotta love Paul and the bodies that he makes. That he just makes the most amazing bodies out there. And then Art from RC Speed Secrets keeps us rolling with those 100-mile-an-hour bearings, man. Got to have guys like that. Voodoo Tires, I won't run anything else. I'm not sponsored by them, but I'll give a shout out to that. Nothing else goes on my car but a Voodoo Tire. So those are the guys that helped me get it done. Doing it for a long time, kind of been there from the start and watched the evolution of it. And when you do that, you certainly are able to pick out the best and support that. So that's what I do.
Amen. Piggy Labue.
Yeah, it might sound like a little bit of a repeat, but majority of the same thing that Mr. Mike runs. Super Speed, Get Stuck, Mr. Jeff, got his shirt on tonight. Art with RC Speed Secrets. I run Voodoo's tires as well. Noel Cerise front wheels. Shoot, what you call it, kind of getting into on the motor side. I'm kind of running my own motors now that I'm building. So if you hear making bacon, that would be me. But also
Piggy,
Ghost,
bacon.
yeah, Ghost RC, ESC. What you call it? I think that's Paul, with Shark. Mr. Mike does majority of my painting on all the outlaw bodies. And so yeah, that's hell of a body, take a beating. And that's practically it for me.
Awesome. Yeah, we saw you take flight, and that body was just fine. You went airborne. I believe it was early on Saturday night, and You know, it took a beating, but it kept on going. So,
Yep.
well, folks, we're to the end of the show. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to tonight's Pit Pass show. Once again, we'll be back out there on August 16th, and then September, we make our reappearance in Florida, and we have that doubleheader in October there to get back on track, and we'll end the season in November in Florida. So we're still doing the 2 thing. I know we took this 2 months off, guys, but we will be back in Florida. But before then, it is the Little Rascals race here, August 16th. I'll see all you gentlemen at the starting line. Please join us.
Yes, sir.
You guys, have a blessed week, and we'll see you at the starting line next time. Take care.
Thanks, everybody.
Yep.
Slicks ripping on the asphalt. Eyes 2020 on the strip, yeah. Christmas tree splashing, engine growling. Solar big daddy in my veins soaring. The quicker they come, the quicker they fall. Running what's on the come, let's get it on. Like a bat out of hell, harder than hell. Gonna do dirty on the boss, take it, who really want it? Competition from the sportsmen to the pros. All guys on the wally, nothing but the wally. Snake and Mongoose is battle for the wally. So legendary, can roar like Katy Perry. The quicker they come, the quicker they